Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for round 9 of the 2019-20 exhibition series of the Nations Cup Season 3 on Gran Turismo Sport. Now we are racing at Nurburgring 24-hour track layout for 3 laps, and it's going to be Group 3 racing category for today. Now, I'm about to get ready to use the Porsche 911 RSR with the UDRS library variant to be prepared for having the balance of performance regulations. We'll be getting set up to be having the tires to be on racing medium compound tires. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now let's get ready to start the race and let's begin. Now this is going to be a very good, important, clean race to be at the Nurburgring, folks. Now this is going to be taking one racing strategy. We'll be doing the usual, just like from the previous season. But this round is going to be quite coming better, that this wheel might have to take the first corner to take it nice and steady. So here we go, folks. This race is about to begin in 3 seconds. Best of luck to all of us for having a clean race, and let's begin. Here we go, folks. It's round 9 of the 2019-20 exhibition series of the Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport. Now let's get down to the drivers with the vehicles and let's get prepared. Jayhawk 02 takes first place in the Porsche 911 RSR. Jim Hemery 17 in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. Haywood is in third place in the Subaru WRX Group 3. Jet Foil 123 in the white Porsche 911 RSR. Nibel 45 in the Nissan GTR GT3 race car. King G Dora 82 in the Hyundai Genesis Group 3. Taurus 150 in the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG GT3. 8th place is GT1 IS1 in the Porsche 911. 9th place is Land_07 in the Mercedes-Benz AMG. 10th place is Stibrian 38299 in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. Timon and Putin in 11th place in the SLS AMG GT3. And here's Cody Banks 814 in the Nissan GTR. Joey_Bags 311 in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. Bromwich 13 in the AMG Mercedes-Benz GT3 race car. Big County 0369 in the Porsche 911 RSR. 16th place is myself in the UDRS library variant Porsche 911 RSR. 17th place is Dream XX Reaper in the Porsche 911 RSR. 18th place is Diggin in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. 19th place is Sleepy S12 in the BMW M6 GT3 Walking Horse. Now, this is going to be quite prepared to set up the fuel map whenever it's going to be taking the best long endurance race to be ever long lasted to hold it in. Everything will be prepped up to be commencing in on the rolling starts. Here we go. This is going to be the 3-lap challenge to be around in the Nurburgring to be getting set up. And here we go. We are going underway to drive faster it takes. Now this is going to be quite taking a long lineup. It is going to be quite taking the first turn to be well approaching in. Gonna have to pull the brakes. Just gonna have to brakes ourselves. And this is going to be quite very perfection. Hope everybody is doing good. No penalties to be seen occur. And oh boy, it looks like GT1 IS1 just definitely might be lost his grip. And this is going to be pretty hard to take onto the Grand Prix track. And oh, looks like this is going to be a little small collision to be well going on. Now it looks like Timon and Putin just got that penalty for 2 seconds. Just gonna have to be well careful to going in onto the penalty line at the Norshna Ilpe section of the track is going to be quite getting into. But this is going to be quite taking the most long lasted race. It is going to be quite giving it time for only 3 laps for every round from every previous last season. But this is going to be quite taking the long distance. It's going to be come up with a good racing strategy to keep it well endure. Now coming in to take on for the next turn to keep it settling in to be clean. But this is going to be quite giving the best effort whenever they got. This is going to be a long lasted moment to see how the struggle is going to be quite coming in. Digging passes in onto my current position with his Chevy Corvette C7, and now he is going in to take that chicane to be approaching onto the Norshna Ilpe corner section. Is going to be taking on for a good left turn. Now entering the Norshna Ilpe, but this is going to be a very tough corner, so we have to brace ourselves. Now it's going to be quite coming in to take some few inside turns, and looks like Timon and Putin is trying to slow down to keep it steady, and here comes another turn. This is going to be quite very slightly on the risk, and looks like giving a one good steady overtake to be proceeding in. Now it's going to be quite getting harder it is, but we just definitely might be. Oh man, there it goes folks, there it goes. Bromwich 13 just got hit, and digging it just definitely mistakenly in by having a one push to be getting onto the overtake. Now this is going to be taking a little investigation to go underway, but it's going to be quite pretty difficult to see that whenever it's going to be on the penalty or not. Just going to have to keep it well, exercise caution. But looks like I'm about to get very closer to Dignity's current position, but this is going to be taking on for a little bit steeper on the straight. He is going to be taking on the approaching in onto the corner. Just going to have to try to keep it nice and tight before going to have to make the inside. Going right past through over to the Omberg is definitely might be getting in to do a lot of perfection. Now it looks like this is going to be quite good to see how the top 3 drivers are going on in the Nurburgring, because this is going to be quite taking a little bit hard time. Oh man, looks like this is going to be quite taking a lot of hard risk to be trying to keep it well focusing up on it. Looks like just barely got off the track and taking a little bit of recovery. And even Cody Banks 814 and Timon and Putin, oh man, looks like Timon and Putin just barely lost the grip due to the handling controls that might be taking a lot of difficulties, which might be needed to keep it together. This race is going to be quite very challenging for every racer who really wants to learn to overcome. Just going to have to get very much closer it gets. But now, this wheel might be having UDRS Porsche 911 RSR racing team is about to get in on the action. It's going to be taking a lot of few corners. It's going to be taking a lot of racing heritage. It's going to be taking a lot of good perfection. But this is going to be taking a long, steeper way to catch up onto Cody Banks 814 in the Nissan GTR. But this is definitely might be quite taking the challenge for digging in the Chevy Corvette C7. Just gonna get a little bit more stepping in onto the next part of the track layout. Is definitely might be getting approaching in, but this will might take for only a few distance to be approaching onto the carousel. Everybody's favorite corner who can probably take the good speed mobility to be at 50 miles per hour by the range. Now this is going to be quite taking the good sportsmanship rating will be going up. But this will might have the racing hard tires is going to be taking the well-lasted endurance. Just going to have to, besides to have the racing medium tires, is going to be quite taking a depleted more for having a durability decrease. Just going to have to keep using the racing hard tires before the start of the race. That's going to be given the best option. It looks like Trust 150 is now coming in, and there goes the yellow flag on the signal, folks. This is going to be taking a little no passing zone to be taking a while, and looks like Nibel 45 just definitely got crashed. So he's going to have to take a little more speed recovery that he's going to be taking on for the carousel. Taking it outside is going to be quite much safer due to the stability for having a little loss of its control. But there will be some few scratches out there, viewers, but this is going to be quite very tougher it gets for this race event, folks. Taking the hard challenge will get a lot of scratches for each race car if they have to try to be very much carefully to be safety as possible. Now it's going to be getting closer in to catch up to Nibel 45's precision. This is going to be taking a little bit more inside turns to going in by the apex. Just going to have to take it slow and steady, but this wheel might have to take a few quality checks to be quite keep it still. That was definitely might be quite pretty impressive. Now, this is going to be good to see how the top three drivers are still doing, and they're about to be going towards to the longest straight. QJ Hawks 92 is about to be taking the lead, so he's going to be getting in to reach up onto the straight to be taking a lot of good speed to be well performed. And Jimmy Hemi is about to be going in onto second place, and Haywood is about to be stepping on for having a third place run to get onto the few turns. Is going to be getting in. Looks like the first top three drivers has finally made it to the long straight. QJ Hawk 92 is the first one to take enough distance, is going to be keep it in for having a long length. And there will be some few flag signals is about to be waving in to have the green to go to proceed. Now this is going to be quite good to keep it well monitored, checked to be depends on. But this will might have that second penalty line for having few drivers who have that penalty. This will be given the ways to be forced to decelerate to be slowing down for only just a few seconds. Just gonna have to keep an eye out on the fuel map, folks. Whenever you really want to save plenty of amounts, just gonna have to go on to lean whenever you have to choose the numbers, whenever you like to pick. That's gonna be taking a lot of good passive efforts to see how every tires and fuel is gonna be taking a one good balancing opportunity that this is gonna need to take. Looks like there's a yellow flag just called in on the signal, and oh man, looks like Diggin and Nibel 45 just definitely got slammed onto each other. Now this is going to be giving a one best opening spot to be having in onto the upper hand for myself, going in onto 8th place before taking the 7th place to be getting forward to reach up. Now it's going to be quite good to see how few other lucky drivers who really wants to be in the top position. It's all about taking patient is going to be quite very important to be well necessary. Now going into the second lap, this is going to be quite going on the continuation to be on the conclusion lap. Is going to be getting closer to the third and final lap. Taking a lot of few checkpoint time is going to be taking a little bit more steady turns to be at the Grand Prix layout. Is going to be going back onto the Notionate Ibel to do the hard part again. Racing exercise is going to be quite very important for having a lot of practice before the competition will begin. But it takes a lot of steady work and plenty of obstacles, but this is going to be taking a lot of few techniques for every drivers who really going to have to perform it. But this might take plenty more time. Now here comes the fastest lap to see is Jimmy Hemi 17. He did a pretty good fastest run for only 8 minutes and 41.574 seconds. Now this is going to be quite good for taking a good steady balancing, for having a good mobility to be at the 24-hour track layout of the Nurburgring. Takes a lot of patience and passive turns is going to be quite keep it steady. Now I hope everybody is still trying to have a little bit more difficult time. Just try to keep it well passive to be patient. Just going to take one inside turn to go right in. Just gonna have to keep it well communicated because the car could probably need to do a little steady balance to deal with some several obstacle course. It's gonna be quite taking a lot of tough corners to be getting into. Now only 7.8 seconds up ahead to catch up onto Lan_07, but this is gonna be seeing how King Doria 82 is about to be coming into my current position for only 1.8 seconds, but now it's going to be quite getting closer for only 2 seconds behind. Length of the gap distance is going to be quite come in handy to take the balancing risk to keep it well steady up to do it. Probably that this is going to be taking a lot of perfection whenever things about to get a little bit chance around here. Perfect best time in the sector of the checkpoint. Now it's going to be quite going up onto the sportsmanship reading to increase. Pretty good turn. Now this is going to be quite taking the second gear will might be keep it better. Now it looks like this is going to be good to see how Cody Banks 814 is about to be trying to catch up onto King G Doria 82's current position. Now it's going to be quite taking the well struggling up to be on the maintain pace, but whenever it happens, if this is going to be getting closer to the end of the second lap, pit stop will be marked automatically to be recommended. But this is definitely might be giving a few racing tips when we're on the Nurburgring to have a full course 24-hour layout track is going to be quite very challenging for all of us. Just going to have to keep it nice and smooth when we're at the Northern Ipe, but there will be some plenty of accidents for having a collision. Just going to have to keep it well signaled whenever it's going to be marked on the yellow that this will might be give us spare time to keep it maintained. Now it's going to be getting close to see how Lan_07 is definitely might be keep it up. It looks like Haywood is about to be dropped down on 5th place, but he's still having a little tough time to try to deal with the Notion Ipe by the corners. It's going to be quite difficult to see how he can probably keep it up with his Subaru WRX Group 3. Chet Boyle 123 is entering on 3rd place by the top 3 drivers, and this is going to be good to see how Jimmy Hemi 17 is about to be getting in onto the lead, and Kujay Hawk 92 is definitely might be trying to keep it going to get back onto his current position by the former glory. But I cannot say, because taking a tough challenge for every top 3 drivers who can probably try to keep it nice and balanced is going to be quite very tough on the risk. Now it looks like Haywood is about to be going back on to 4th place. This is going to be get his chance to be on the comeback theory for the having a moment, folks. And it looks like King G Dora is definitely might be going in. Oh man, looks like that was going to be quite taking a little bit more few efforts on the danger close to see how King G Dora is definitely might be going on. And here comes the carousel. Just going to stay on the perfect balance is going to be quite taking a tough time. Now this is going to be quite seen here to have the penalty mark to be on the red. But this is going to be quite taking a little reckless out there. Just going to have to try to be very careful. Just going to have to try to make a good passive turn to keep it nice and smooth. But it's always going to be getting in to take aggressive approach. Now it looks like King D Doraya is now definitely have that 2 seconds penalty to be marked on the red, followed by Cody Pank's egg 14 by 0.5 seconds. Now this is going to be quite taking the scene to be having a good running feel on the footage, but this is going to be taking a lot of good smooth turns for UTRS. Is going to be quite getting a lot of handling that this wheel might be trying to keep the pressuring up by the tires to be well durated. But this is going to be a little bit foggy here on the dusk time condition. But this is going to be quite perfect before night falls. It's about to be going in for having a nighttime. Both drivers are about to take that turn to be going in, and looks like Trust 150 is about to be coming in to pass my current position. Just going to have to be ready to defend. Just going to keep going forward. I'll be out in the National Airpay for only one more lap in no time. Going to take that flower bed onto the corner, and this is going to be giving one chance for only 2 drivers who are about to be approaching in onto the penalty line. And they're about to, and this wheel might be giving a few chances for each driver who can probably take the straight without a penalty to be marked to effect. Now, Jimmy Hemi 17 is about to be entering in the pits for only 1 driver that this wheel might be getting in. But this wheel might have that fuel to be well recommended to be proceeding in onto the pit stop. Going in to pass on to King G Doraya 82's current position. And now I'm about to catch up to Chase Trust 150 in 8th place. Now this is going to be quite good to see Haywood to be back on 3rd place to be in the action. And this is going to be quite good to see a few drivers who are really going to have to take the pit stop until the 3rd lap will begin. And this is going to be it. The final lap is about to be on its way. Just save your time, and this wheel might give a spare amount of liters of fuel, but this is going to be taking a little bit more time to get started out. Now this is going to be giving a little bit mark onto the middle amount of the liters of fuel is that we might be getting in there. Now looks like Jimmy Hemi 17 is that we might be trying to stay in 1st place. J Hawk 92 is about to find a way to keep going forward to find a better position to be in 1st place. And while Haywood is still chasing on in 3rd place whenever he's going to have to take the chance in 2nd place. Now it looks like I'm coming out of the pits to be back in the run. But this is going to be good to see how Trust 150 and Cody Banks 814 is battling out to be getting in onto 8th place. But this is going to be quite challenging, and this wheel might have a few other drivers who are about to be coming in. Now it looks like Diggin is definitely might be coming out of the pits by giving a little bit spare amount of fuel. But this looks good to go for him. But he's going to be catching up for Chevy Corvette C7 to take back onto the action, to be giving a little bit more time to be on the rush, to be getting there in no time. But this one might take plenty of amount of distance for only 15 seconds behind. Looks like I'm currently in on 10th place. This is going to be quite getting a little bit longer because it's not that long. But it's going to be quite getting a little bit shorter for taking a few distance. We'll be coming out at the Grand Prix at the end of the corner to be going back in the 1st corner at the National Airpay. Just going to have to slam the brakes, and this wheel might have that turn to be on the chicane. But wonderful effort to see how every challenging racer could probably dominate the National Airpay, could probably learn to overcome the technique. This is going to be quite getting better it takes. Now, looks like this is going to be getting a little bit last stand when we're on the 3rd lap. This wheel might be going in to change up the fuel map. Wheel might be keep it going. Just gonna have to use it wisely because the fuel is at 44%, folks. This wheel might be taking a little bit spare time to catch up. This wheel might have to give a little bit more power to be getting closer to Cody Banks 814's current position. But the battle of 8th place is still going on, and oh man, that's going to be a very tough time to get a little bit more easy exercise caution to try to stay on the tarmac. But several bumps is going to be taking time for repairs, but this wheel might be keep it well going. But UDRS Racing Team never gives up to stay on for the balancing mobility to keep it one piece. But now the repairs has been definitely done. Damage effect has been worn off the track, but this is definitely might be need to keep it up. And it looks like King G Daria just definitely might be got a little bit hit by having a yellow flag to be on the signal. This is going to be quite good to have the moment. Just going to have to keep it respectfully to be on the track to deal a lot of good corners. Cody Banks 814 is back on track by having a recovery due to the yellow flag signal. But this is going to be quite taking a little bit hard time to be on the distance. But things about to get very separate whenever it's going to be reached up or only a minute up ahead. When I'm in 10th place, just going to keep challenging up. It's going to be quite getting in to get through all the corners if I have to. Looks like cones are definitely might become flying off by knocking it, but inside turns could probably still got plenty good mobility to take the advantage. It's going to be quite keep it coming. Looks like Cody Banks 814 is about to be continuing to chase King G Daria's 82th position. Now it looks like this is going to be a very good fierce rivalry race going on out there, folks. The struggle goes on, and this wheel might be taking a little bit few distance. It's going to be getting linked up onto the medium effect. But this wheel might getting a little bit closer for only 5.6 seconds up ahead. 9.7 seconds behind on Digging It, and he's still going to catch up with his Corvette C7 to try to keep pushing forward to be catching up onto UDRS Porsche 911 RSR. But that is going to be quite getting a little bit tough times to see it, but this wheel might be trying to keep going up on it. Now, looks like gonna have to take one more carousel corner to go, but this is gonna be quite good to see a few drivers who really did pretty good at any corners whatever they like to, because taking passive turns is gonna be quite given the technique. Only 3.8 seconds up ahead to go, but now 3.4 will be remaining for King G Daria 82's position. Looks like this is going to be getting a little bit low pressuring up the grip. It's going to be quite taking a little bit spare time. But this is going to be giving the best effort for UDRS Racing Team to be getting closer to his current position. Now that is going to be quite ever long-lasting battle to see it, folks. But it's going to be quite good to see how the length of the distance is going in to take a minute. But that's going to be quite good to see how Jimmy Hemi 17 to stay in first place. QJ Hawk 92 is about to stay defendant in second place whenever he's going to keep going in to catch up with Jimmy Hemi 17. Is going to be quite going for a little neck on neck, but it's going to be taking a little bit distance sideways to see it. Now, just going to have to check the course map on the top right. These two are really going in to take the winning spot whenever they're about to take the chance. But this race is about to be over soon. whenever they're about to reach up to get to the finish line in one piece. But it's going to be quite good to see how ever long-lasting drivers is definitely might be given the best chance to go upper. Now looks like going in to take the final stretch, and looks like Jimmy Hemi 17 is about to take the checker flag, and there he is, folks. This is going to be quite good to see it, and he has finally made it, folks. Jimmy Hemi 17 has won first place in the 9th round of the 2019-20 Exhibition Series of the Nations Cup. Now that was a pretty good, excellent race where only 2 drivers has finally taken the final corner to take the full stretch. Now that is going to be quite brilliant for having the most epic tough race in the Nurburgring 24-hour track layout. Now it looks like Chef Boyle 123 just made it in 3rd place, but this is going to be quite very impressive to have a best long-lasting race. Will might be keep it in, but always as the usual. But we are always be prepared for having a most challenging Group 3 race whenever we have to. Only 7 seconds remaining, but this race is about to be over soon. This will might be giving a little mark on the DNF. It's going to be getting in, and maybe not. This is going to be taking the 25 seconds to be on the overtime. This will might give a few chance for drivers out there who can probably made it. But looks like I just finally took the 10th place at the finish. Now it's going to be quite good to see how lucky drivers who can probably take the good chance without a 2-second penalty to be marked in for. But it was quite good, but 20-second penalty by a violation mistake, so we just definitely might be needs to keep it well careful whenever it gets to do. But position will be made. I guess I thought I was about to be going on to 10th place by the finish, but this will might move automatically to be a 9th place. But that was a very good race, but it was a very good point earned on the 59. But this is going to be quite good to have a race position to be at 7. Pretty good challenging and a pretty good tough track for all of us. We'll might be do the best we can. Now looks like this is going to be quite good for Jimmy Hemi 17 for having his best win. To congratulate him. He did a pretty good job with his Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 2016, because he's definitely might be given the best Group 3 car whenever he has to dominate the Nürburgring 24-hour track. It was a very good race, and everybody was quite very good out there whenever they have to do. But sometimes, every season, always going to have to practice before the race begins, because it's going to give everything what we got to take a lot of good perfection to make. We are getting closer to the final round of the 3rd season of the 2019-20 Exhibition Series of the Nations Cup. It's going to be at Tokyo Expressway South Inner Loop for a Group 1 prototype race car. So be prepared, you guys. This is going to be the final round of the 3rd season, and it's about to get near. Alright folks, glad that you really enjoyed this race. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. Library blog videos are available to watch anytime you want. This will be the entertainment showcase about different cars with libraries I have been made. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for continuing on the 2019-20 Exhibition Series of the Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sports, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay clean.